Hello my pretties, welcome back to the latest installment, and it is a video of pure disgusting filth. This is the grill. I eat bacon most days, so it builds up pretty quickly. Wow, look at that filth. Just scooping it into the bin. I don't use aluminium foil because it's just a waste of foil and it's another task to do, so I just scoop it in with a spoon. Bish bash bosh, is gone. There you go, easy peasy. Right, so I'm just going to take that to the sink, fits perfect. Bit of fairy liquid, soak up all the grease, leave it to soak for a while in the hot water. Job's a good one. So I'm using Mr. Muscle and I'm going to leave it to soak for a while. Works really well in loosening everything up. Yeah. Whoa. That is filthy. So just collecting up all the loose bits. I thought the kitchen roll was a good idea, but actually it was kind of rubbish. So yeah, get the dustpan and brush out, doing the job much more effectively. Okay, now we've prepped the inside, let's see what we're dealing with on the outside. Just shimmy this oven out. Oh my gosh, it's thick. Thick with grime and dirt and a bunch of pencils and all sorts. You can probably tell I've been saving this one for a while. Very exciting. So I recently had an engineer over because the grill had stopped working. It needed replacing. He needed access at the back to undo it, and he had to pull the oven out. And I think he was in actual shock about how filthy it was underneath, but I reassured him. I said, love, this is for a video, this is for a good cause, don't you worry. And yeah, he probably just thought I was mental. So I'm finding it quite difficult to get the good angles. I think I need a shorter tripod just to get a bit closer, get in with the really nitty gritty stuff, get the close-ups. Now I've tried lots of different mops and I found the string mop is my favourite. It absorbs the most and it's just so robust and hardy, and pieces get picked off all the time when you find a stray staple or stray nail, but it still keeps going and that's why I like it. Good old fairy liquid cleans up everything, especially grease. So this is not a cleaning scraper, it's just a wallpaper scraper, which is probably why it was pretty rubbish. Oh, look at that. Bang, and the dirt is gone. Yes. Now while I'm here, I want to shout out to my little nephews who might be watching, Dalton and Cade. Stay cool, kids. Yep, I'll realise in a minute that this scraper is doing absolutely nothing, and I'm gonna have to put some elbow grease into scrubbing the dirt off, whether I like it or not. Dun dun dun! Looking good, and surprisingly I'm not working too hard at this moment. I'm not scrubbing too much. The fairy liquid is doing all the work. Yeah, this was a weird part. It's like a burnt on stain, and on the oven the same shape is on there, so something happened. I don't know what it was. I can't remember the last time I pulled the oven out really to clean it, but it still confuses me where all this dirt come from. We don't even cook that much filthy stuff. Ta-da! Look at that. Oh, nice and clean. So just a quick clean up for the back. Nobody's gonna see it, so I'm just doing it for my own satisfaction. Oh, look at that dirt coming off. That's good. Right, so let's empty the grill. Let's soak it up again. So in the last video, in the garden, I got quite a few comments about how I haven't got the kids helping me. Well, they would help if I actually asked them, but I want to keep all the dopamine for myself. I'm quite greedy like that, you know. If I do all the work, I get all the reward, don't I? But also, I am actually obese, and I need to burn the calories. I need all that exercise, and I'm not going to share it because I want it all for myself. But actually, they do help out a lot because they supervise their brother, who needs to be watched 24 hours of the day. He can get into all sorts of trouble, and they make meals. And they generally do anything that I ask of them, really. So right now, for instance, my daughter is downstairs with Memphis, and he can be aggressive sometimes. He can be unpredictable. He can melt down and self-harm. And so it's a lot of responsibility for a teenage girl. But she manages it well, and she's got a good temperament. As a family, we struggle to go all the places and do all the things that families normally do. And so I try to minimize the burden of that while they're still young, so they can still be kids, kind of, as much as they can. And there was a time when I had 3 kids under 5, and the mess was ridiculous. Every day, emptying the cupboards, toys everywhere. During that period, I assigned all the older kids a room to keep tidy or to tidy up at the end of the day. And that worked really well for a while until I was able to keep on top of things. Oh yes, love getting my nails stuck into the dirt. Really helps get everything out. And you'll notice I have learned how to zoom in. Isn't it wonderful? Now my sponge has given up on me. It's completely filthy and the scour has disintegrated. So I started using this cloth, see how it would go, but it was absolutely rubbish. But also, I think my hand is getting tired at this point. This is the 5th side I've cleaned and I'm scrubbing in circles, and I think my hand is also tired. So now I go to the cupboard and I remember I bought these metal scourers. Surely this is going to work much better. But actually it's not even better. It's just as good as a sponge scourer. But it'll do. Just keep going, you're nearly there. Nearly finished. And then I remembered I've still got the inside to do. No, I want a bacon sandwich now. So it's been a couple of hours, so all I can think about is the bacon sandwich that I'm going to make in a minute. And I'm going to have some fried eggs with that bacon, and the butter's going to melt, and it's going to be delicious. Oh, hurry. Final rinse up of the grill. Really easy, just comes off with the fairy liquid. Lovely job. Oh, I do not like the clattering of metal. Oh no. Right, let's get stuck into the inside. Wow, looking good. And this DeWalt torch can brighten up any area. It has 2 settings and it's very portable with a battery. Right, so this is the first time I've actually attempted to unscrew the windows on the cooker. So here goes nothing. Okay, so far so good. Well, the fear of smashing this window is huge right now because I am clumsy, but I'm sure it's pretty hardened. I'm definitely feeling like a grown-up cleaning the windows in my cooker. Phew! All back on in one piece. Ooh, sparkly! I'm noticing my hair is getting more messy as we move on. Finally, the scraper is starting to pull its weight. And for the record, I have never ever deep cleaned an oven so well before. I am growing up. Leveling up, achievement unlocked, beep. Now while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, how am I going to get this window off? I'm looking at all the parts and I can't see an obvious way. Hang on a minute, what are you doing? No, don't do that, don't do that. Oh no, what I just did is I unscrewed the catch for the door. So now the whole thing's fallen out and I can't shut the door properly. So I turned the camera off and I started thinking about how the hell I'm going to put this thing back in. So I watched a YouTube video on how to get the door off properly, which I should have done in the first place, but no, I had to go ahead and unscrew everything that didn't need to be unscrewed. Luckily I had this little spanner and I could take the door off because it was held on by this little spanner thing. And now what am I doing? I'm unscrewing the handle. This is not gonna help you. Stop right now. Okay, so I'm starting to panic. I'm like, I can't even get in this thing to put the catch back. What the hell am I gonna do? So I try pushing it up with pieces of cardboard and paper, and there's just no access to it, and it's loose as well because there's lots of space in and around it, and I have to screw it back in, but I can't get the thing close enough to the screw holes so that they'll stay there so I can screw them. You can tell my messy hair is a representation of my mental state right now. I'm like, why do I do these dumb things? Why do I create these problems? I don't want to solve them, please. Okay, so while I'm thinking, I need to calm down. I might as well wash these windows. I've got them separated. Let's get them washed. And by now, I don't even care how well I wash them. I'm like, stuff you, cooker. I'm not washing you properly anymore. I just need to get these doors back together and get on with my life. And I'm not even looking at how I'm filming. This could have been so good, but no. I have to position the camera in such a rubbish position. Come on, woman. Oh, bless me. I'm getting tired. My brain's not working properly. I'm short-circuiting. Yes, I'm doing dumb shit. Right, so I'm thinking, let's just get this door back together before I forget how to do it. And we'll take it from there. We will hold a meeting and we will strategize. So I tried lots of times with the door in different positions to get the catch back in the right spot so I could screw it in, but it just wouldn't work. So I thought it worked best when the door was in position, so I'm just going to put it back and try again that way. Oh, this was such a ball. Like, why don't they just put a screw on it? Everybody has a screwdriver. Okay, the grill's back on. One less thing to worry about. I can have my bacon sandwich now at least. Right, so I'm just going to turn the camera off and I'm going to think for a moment. And what I come up with is, let's get the pegs. And I pop the thing onto the end of the pegs. You can just about see it there. That's the thing that's got to go up through the door. And so I put lots of pegs in a chain all the way up through the door to, you see those little screw holes? Well, the pegs held it in place. And I'm getting excited right now. I'm getting so excited. Also, it came with these tiny little screws which weren't good enough to hold it in place. So I got these slightly longer screws and I screwed them in to get the thing in position, the catch for the door. And then I was like, no, surely this hasn't worked. Surely not. And then I was like, maybe I should try putting the original screws in. And oh my god, it worked. And I was like, oh, phew. I don't have to call anyone to show them my embarrassing mistake. But I'm gonna share it with all of you because we have humility and we'll get through this. All in all, this clean took me 4 hours and I didn't get my bacon and egg sandwich because my son came home from school. But at least I got the cooker ready because the next day I had a bunch of food to cook for my kid's birthday party. I can't believe my luck. Oh my god, I've actually fixed it. Yes! Right, are you ready? It's the test. It's closed, yes! Oh my god. Let me test it again. Yes, it's closed! Now here's some before and afters. Thanks for watching. I hope you're entertained by my humiliation. You're welcome.